Okay, good morning, all of you. So, last lecture we have started our second last unit, that is seventh number unit, and we have started discussion on introduction to SPC. Right. So, we have seen concept of statistical process control, why it is important for our quality department. Right. We have understood the meaning of statistics, process, and control in detail. Also, we have seen the objectives of the SPC, why SPC is there in industry. Okay, so that objective we have seen and basic fundamental principle of SPC as well as importance of SPC. Okay, so I think this much part we have discussed last lecture, including our central idea, importance, title of chapter, that discussion we have made. And I think we were at this point, control charts for variable and attributes. So this is a very big bit that way. So in this particular unit, it will take a little more time. So today we'll complete the theoretical part of this particular point, and maybe tomorrow we'll discuss some numerical kind of things related to control chart. Okay, so friends, control chart discussion we have made in unit number 6 also, but as a tool, we have made very less discussion. Just as a tool we have discussed, but friends, control charts are very useful in variable as well as attributes. So in coming discussion we'll discuss what is the variable and attributes, but before that, once again, have a discussion on control charts. So all of us understood that control chart is a graphical display or graphical representation of what, sample versus sample number or time. So it is a 2D graph, you can say, graphical representation. On x-axis there will be a sample number or time, and on y-axis there will be a sample uh, quantity, maybe quantity or amount, so anything. So sample thing will be on y-axis, and on x-axis there will be a sample number or time. So what is the purpose of basically this control chart? People generally see the performance over the period of time. So for that purpose, a control chart is a very important. So over the period of time, what is the effect on your process? Whether process is out of control, within control, or below the control. So that kind of thing can be discussed with the help of control chart. So that we have discussed. So friends, you may have seen the control chart is having one center line. Okay, so that we have seen, and about that center line you may have your performance, you may check your performance about the center line. So friends, it is at exactly center, and that represent the average value of quality characteristics. It is average value. Okay, so that center line is a average value. Also it this control chart is having, can you hear me? Where are remaining people? Should we take attendance? Okay, so put your roll number in chat box. Actually, I have seen very less count in class. Put your roll number, all of you, and listen carefully. Okay. So don't leave, and if you leave left due to any of the issue, due to any technical problem, please rejoin. Okay. So don't leave it. So I can see all of you here. That how many people are there. Okay. So if you have mentioned your roll numbers, so let us see. So this control chart is also having a other two horizontal lines. That two horizontal lines are called as a upper control limit and lower control limit. So upper control limit is also called as a UCL, and lower control limit is also called as a LCL. LCL. Okay, so with the help of this diagram you can get clear idea one more time. So whatever I have explained, so this is your control chart, you can see. So this is a 2D representation. Now by looking at this diagram, you people may be in confusion like why this graph is important for our quality control. Wait, we'll discuss that also. First try to understand this control chart. Okay, so on x axis there will be sample number or time. Now for all industry this control chart is common, concept is common, but sample number, maybe in chemical industry sample number may be different, mechanical industry sample may be different. Okay, so and time, maybe some people may want to see the performance within second, maybe within 1 minute, maybe 1 hour, 2 hour, 12 hour, 1 month, 1 week, whatever it may be. So that time may be varied. Okay, so person to person, sample to sample, if whatever you want to check, whatever control that you want to monitor, so depending on that, that time will vary. It will be on x axis, and on y axis there will be a sample quality characteristics. Let us take example of concentration. Take example of chemical industry, concentration of liquid, maybe on y axis. Okay, and time may be on x axis. As time passes, due to your chemical reaction in a reactor, chemical reactor, what is the effect of that concentration over the period of time? As time increases, whether concentration is increasing, decreasing, or it is varying. Okay, so that kind of thing you can represent, and this kind of thing is very useful to monitor continuously. Okay, so now how many things this control chart or element of control chart is there? On x axis there is a sample number or time, and on y axis there will be a sample quality characteristics. It is having one center line. Okay, you can see three horizontal lines. So center line, in between two lines there is a one line called as a center line. About that your graph will be drawn. Below that there is a lower control limit, and above that center line there is a upper control limit. If your graph will go above these limits, let it be upper control limit or lower control limit, then you have to understand that my process is out of control. This is the significance of this particular chart. If it is below the upper limit and above the lower limit, acceptable. So for that purpose you have to decide the upper limits as well as lower limit. So definitely process will not be a horizontal exactly. Let it be anywhere in mechanical industry, chemical industry, food processing industry. Can you see like performance is horizontal, it is remain constant over the period of time? Definitely no, because variations will be there, errors will be there, right? But how much, right? It is very important. So it should be within the limit, and for that purpose you have to decide your upper limit and lower limit, and you people are the appropriate person to decide that limits. If that point go above the upper limit, then you have to understand there is a problem, so that sample, that product should not be used, because it is beyond the limit. Getting? So this is a significance. Friends, try to understand, in industry this chart is very very important to monitor continuously your process. Continuously, maybe continuously means just that operator has to observe the screen, and he has to just check whether that graph is going above the upper limit or going below the lower limit, or it is about the center line. Okay, I hope I explained this thing to you people. Then now what is the function of control charts exactly? I have explained this chart and its certain functions also. Still we'll see certain functions. So friends, control chart provides this control chart provides statistical easiness for detecting and monitoring the process variation over the time. That is a significance, you can say, or importance function of this control chart. What is the function? Detecting and monitoring the process variation over the time, and it is a continuously. And if you want to check the process, monitor the process, detect the process continuously, so control chart is a very important tool. The next one is, it provides a tool for ongoing control of a process, especially for ongoing processes. Ongoing process, I always like to give example of chemical reactor. So in chemical reactor, always chemical reactions are going on for maybe 1 hour, 2 hour. You are adding certain reagents, you are adding certain chemicals in that, and uh, mixing is going on. Let us take example chemical reactor. I think most of you people know. So if you want to check the process, ongoing process, how much temperature is increased, whether mixing is happened properly, how much pressure is increased inside the reactor. So such a kind of ongoing process, if you want to control, then this tool is very important. For example, if there is a increase in temperature, so what your role is to control the temperature. If it is go beyond that due to two chemical reaction, exothermic reaction, then there may be the huge heat generation, so you people have to control it. Maybe you can have a coolant and all this, whatever your mechanisms are there, you will implement, or you can add certain kind of water or anything to reduce the temperature, or you will reduce the increasing reagents inside that reactor, and you will control the process. Sometimes pressure will get increased drastically due to chemical reaction inside the reactor. So if it is a beyond the limit, blast may happen. So it's your role, like how much bar is there, how much bar pressure is there. Chemical reaction is going on and you have to wait for 5 hours. Let us take example. So huge pressure will generate, then you people have to reduce the pressure, maybe through wall and safety wall, whatever, right? So ongoing process, if you want to control, there is no other way than control chart. Ongoing process, okay, because it will help to monitor, and most of the people have digitalized this. Now you can see in a chemical industry, this there will be a computer display will be there. All readings will be there on one screen. How much pressure is increased, how much temperature is increased, right? If it is go beyond that, there is alarming signal and all this. Okay, so now digital things are there, and this is the application. This digitalization is happened due to control chart only. Getting. So this is the one important function. Then this control chart will guide you for local or management action. Let us I have given one earlier example of technical, but non-technical also. Maybe for management of things. Suppose every month your rejection rate is only 10%, and it is observed from that control chart. How many points above the upper limit? Suppose only 10 out of 100. 10% rejection is there. Next month 11, then again next month 12, and every month that management her this manager will observe like why every month there is a increase in rejection. He will compare all the charts of all the month, maybe up every week, and he will understand there is a certain problem, and that manager will take appropriate action, like so and so person is doing mistake, and that's why there is a rejection. So such kind of management actions also people can take by looking at the control chart or behavior of control chart by just monitoring it. So this is another function. Also it helps to improve the process, and you can achieve the higher quality, you can reduce the cost, you can have higher effective capacity. So like that, improvements will be there due to your continuous monitoring. आपण बघतो नेहमी मॉनिटरिंग, कंटिन्युअस ऑब्झर्वेशन असेल तर आपल्याला ॲक्शन घेता येते. बऱ्याच वेळा हाताबाहेर गोष्ट गेली तर काहीच करता येत नाही. बट कंटिन्युअसली तुमचं लक्ष आहे, बरोबर? तर तुम्ही काहीतरी त्याच्यावर ॲक्शन घेऊ शकता. पण आपण म्हणतो हाताबाहेर गेलेली परिस्थिती आहे. सो नथिंग कॅन बी डन इन दॅट केस. ओके. So this is another function where you can improve the process and you can achieve higher quality. You can reduce the cost. You can have higher effectiveness like that. Then another function is there. Uh, it is a common language for discussion in the management level. So how management people discuss just by looking at the control chart. So this may be their discussion language. It is graphical representation. So just by looking at graph, they will understand. They can communicate to each other what is the process and what is the effect over the time, over the period of time. So people can discuss with the help of that language. You can say control chart is a one language of manager. So people implement there for discussion purpose, especially related to controlling the things and quality control also. So now let us discuss types of control chart. I think this much discussion is important for you people, as you may have forgotten the things already. We have discussed related to control chart, but in depth again we have discussed. So and again there is a picture in your mind like how control chart will be there. Okay. So now types of control chart. So basically there are two types of control chart, and these two names are variable control chart and attributes control chart. So control chart are one of the most commonly used tool in a statistical process control. So that's why we are learning this. Statistical process control is the heading of our unit, and these control charts are important tool people are using in industry. Okay, so variable control chart and attributes control chart. So let us see at the beginning variable control chart means what. Okay, and then we'll see attributes kind of control chart. So let us discuss in detail again what is meaning of variable control chart. Friends, variable control chart is used when measurements are quantitative. You may have heard the words like quantitative and qualitative. Quantitative means what? For example, that we can measure. Okay, for example, height we can measure, maybe in centimeter meter, weight, kg, gram, thickness maybe in meters, volume cube, meter cube, like that, so that we can measure. Okay, so when that variable control chart is used when measurements are quantitative. Measurements are quantitative means which exactly you can measure. Height you can measure, weight you can measure, thickness you can measure, volume you can measure. So these are the variables. Okay, so when variable control chart should be used when things you can measure or it is a quantitative. Example you can take, let us take recent medical example, syrup solution in a bottle. You can measure it, few ml, milliliter, like that, right? Another example, weight of bag of paracetamol powder. How much paracetamol powder is there in a bag? That we can measure, right? Maybe in kg. Earlier example in ml. Next example, like the temperature of hot water in oven, degree centigrade, like the or Kelvin, and the diameter of plastic tubing. Plastic tubes are there. Diameter of it maybe in meter, flash volume, cube, right? In a uh, various foragings, flashes are there, right? So how much volume will be there? So that things you can measure. I have told various example of chemical industry, mechanical industry, thermal industry. So such a things you can measure, and whenever you want to study or you want to control this kind of thing, variable control charts are very useful. So there are two types of control charts, variable control charts. control charts there are so many types. I'm telling about the variable control chart, attribute type of control chart. Maybe coming discussion will have. So there are two types of variable chart. First one is a mean chart or x chart or x bar chart, and second chart is a r chart or range chart. So all of you know arithmetic mean, all of you know range, okay, in statistics. Can somebody tell me how to calculate mean or how to calculate range? Can somebody tell me? First tell me how to calculate mean, arithmetic mean. Put in chat box. Or range in statistics, how to calculate range. Okay, in coming discussion we'll have, because we have to see that charts. I don't know whether you, if you are knowing, so well and good. So I was talking about the variable control chart. So there are two basic charts: mean chart or x bar chart, range chart or r chart. So we are not talking in terms of mean or range. We are talking about only x chart, r chart, like that. So this control chart for variables monitor both the central tendency of data. Central tendency means the mean of data, arithmetic mean, and the variability of the data, that is the range. Okay, so there are two basic charts. So let us see these two charts. So now you can say arithmetic mean x1 plus x2 plus xn, right, divided by n number of readings and number of samples. So mean control chart is often referred as a x bar chart. Mean chart means x bar chart. It is used to monitor the changes in the mean of the process. When to use the x bar chart? Whenever you want to monitor, or if you want to observe the changes in the mean. Okay, so that time you people have to use the x chart. And changes in the process can be detected by this process. Changes, any change is happened in the process can be detected by this chart. So we have seen the formula. So now this is the example of x bar chart. So I have taken the example of slip ring diameter in centimeter. So slip ring mechanical product we have chosen. Samples we have taken like 1 to 10 sample dimensions, and we have taken so many samples: first sample, second sample, third, fourth, fifth. So you can see x bar is nothing but mean here we have taken. So if you take the mean of arithmetic mean of this all five readings, then x bar can be calculated. So this is the generally x bar chart people uh, means in this way people gather the data. Okay, so numerical things and how to draw actually that graph, that we'll discuss tomorrow. But try to understand this is the format people refer to collect the data, right? So sample, and how many readings you have taken for each sample. Okay, now next one is there, range chart. Try to understand the only chart formats. Okay, so what is the range chart? It is a control chart that monitor the changes in the variability of process. Okay, so any variability is there in two readings. If you want to find out, then variability is this R chart is a important. And for R chart as well as X bar chart, method is same, but formula is different. You have to calculate R bar is equal to summation of R. R means range divided by K. So what is the range? R. R is the range of each sample, and K is equal to number of sample. So in this way you can draw the R bar. and in this way you can collect the data. Here also a ring diameter example we have taken. So can somebody tell me now, arithmetic mean everybody is knowing. Now can somebody tell me how to calculate range? Because we have for variability this range is a very suitable thing. Have you learned statistical things? How to calculate the range in statistics? Because for variability this range plays very important role. That's why we need to calculate the range. Yes, anybody? You don't know how to calculate range in statistics? Because this is the major part in the range chart. If you are able to calculate the range, then easily remaining things you can draw. Yes, anybody can tell me? This is the format where that we have to refer to collect the data or gathering of the data. Just remember the format and how to calculate it. That is very important. And later on we'll see significances of it. Now, very simple actually, friends. If you want to calculate the range, then you have to identify the larger reading, and another one is a very smaller reading. So difference between these two, large quantity minus smaller quantity, then you will get the range. So now in this example you can say, in first sample you can say 5.02 is the larger reading, right? Horizontally you have to see, yeah? And what is the smallest reading? 4.94. Right? So what is the difference between these two? 0.08. Just calculate. One more uh, uh, reading you have to tell me, like whether you understood the range, because if you don't able to calculate the range, then you cannot prepare the range chart. Okay, for 10th reading, can somebody tell me how what are the higher reading and lower reading? So which readings you will refer to calculate the range? Please tell these two readings for 10th number and let me see whether you understood it or not. Take 1 minute. Put in chat box for 10th number to calculate range. Which readings you will refer? Two readings you will refer. Tell me. If you know this theoretical part, then easily you can draw the control charts of this R control chart. Only one important thing is there, and arithmetic mean there is no problem to anybody, right? Only range calculation is important. I have told one example. One more time I will tell for fifth number. Okay, fifth number reading. So range is 0.13 here. So what will be the larger reading here? 5.05. And what is the lower reading? 4.95 92. So difference between these two is a 0.13. That is the range. For 10th number reading, can somebody tell me in chat box? Are you listening me? Okay, Sachin is telling 5.08 and 4 point. Correct. 5.08 and let me see in chat box. 5.08, 5.08 and 4.98. 4.98. Correct. And difference between these two is zero point 0.10. Right? Good. So now I think you understood the concept of range. So we have to do calculate the things in coming lecture. So that's why I asked this question. So I hope you understood this. Now our chart data collection format is in this way. Now attribute control chart. We have seen two variable control chart, that is X chart and R chart. Okay. So now next chart is a attribute control chart. Now a control chart for attributes is used to monitor the characteristics that have discrete value. Often they can be evaluated with a simple yes or no decision. So in variable control chart, when it is used, when things can be measured. But for example, color, taste, or smell, can you calculate? You will say like whether taste is good or bad, yes or no, or bad or good. Smell is coming, yes or no. Color is visible or no, right? So like that. So whenever such a situations are there, like color, taste, and smells, you cannot have quantitative. It is qualitative that way, right? Color, taste, smell. It is qualitative. So whenever such a qualitative things, discrete values are there, then that time you have to use the attribute control chart. So the monitoring of the attribute usually takes less time. Why? Because just you have to answer yes or no. But in earlier case, in variable charts, you have to measure actually diameter of shaft, volume of the shaft, right? So all things you have to measure, and you have to take so many samples. You have to take so many readings. That's why it takes time. But attribute control charts takes very less time. Monitoring takes very less time, because you have to just tell yes, if smell comes means something is burning, right? Like that. Taste is good or bad. In this, yes or no, good or bad, dark, light, like that. Okay. So here it takes very less time. And this attribute requires only single decision. Only single decision. Acceptable, rejected. Good, bad. Yes, no. For example, apple is good or rotten. The meat is good or stale. Like that. Okay. So in this type, whatever examples we have discussed, there this attribute control chart is important. Now attribute control chart is also, there are also two types. First type is a P chart, like X and R chart we have seen. So here P chart and C chart is there. What is the meaning of P chart? P chart is nothing but basically it is used to, or you can say uses portion defective in a sample. Means how many samples are defective. If you want to count that, P chart is appropriate. And whenever you want to find out the, or uses the number of defective item in a sample. So let us discuss in detail with the help of this P chart. So P chart are used to measure the portion of item in a sample that are defective. In simple way, forget about earlier slide. So here you will get clear idea. P charts are used to measure the portion of item in a sample that are defective. For example, आपल्याकडे आता लस येत आहेत, किती खराब सॅम्पल येत आहेत कोविडच्या. So that example may be or there you people can draw the P chart. So portion of the broken vials in a batch. ब्रोकन ज्या काही बाटल्या येतात मेडिसिनच्या, किती ब्रोकन आहेत? आउट ऑफ 100 ओनली 2. लस किती डिफेक्टिव्ह येत आहेत? 1%, 2%, 3% खराब होत आहेत, बरोबर? सो in that case, P charts are implemented. P charts are appropriate when both the number of defective measures and the size of total sample can be counted. Okay, the center line is computed as the average portion defective in the population. Population means sample, you can say. And this is obtained by the taking a number of samples of observation at random and computing the average value of the P across all samples. So, in short, regarding P chart, I want to tell the if you want to find out how many compounds are defective. So, suppose every time only 2% defects are there, defective or broken whilst you are getting 2 2%. Every time it should be 2%, should not be more than that. So, whenever this kind of things you want to calculate, P charts are appropriate. Now, what is the C chart? C charts are used to monitor the number of defects per unit. When it is used to, if you want to monitor the number of defects per unit, for example, the number of recalled product in an industry in a month, per month, how many components, how many products are recalled in your industry. So if you want to find out that, then C chart is a appropriate tool. Okay, now what are the advantages? Definitely it has so many advantage, like a process that is in a control in is stable over time, but stability alone does not guarantee good quality. The natural variation in the process may be so large that maybe the or it may be a product are unsatisfactorily. Nonetheless, established control bring a number of advantage. So in order to assess whether the process quality is satisfactory, we must observe the process operating in a control free of breakdown and other disturbance. The next advantage, a process in a control is predictable, right? Then we can predict both the quantity and the quality of the item produced. The next advantage is when a process is in control, we can easily see the effects of attempts to improve the process, which are not hidden by the unpredictable variation which characterize a lack of statistical control. And last advantage, a process is in control is doing as well as it can its present state. So it has so many advantages. So I think it's 1047. So advantages and this application also will discuss when it is applicable, especially in a drug industry. In mechanical industry, that variation is acceptable. Certain we have tolerance limits, right? But in a chemical industry, that variation is very minute. They are expecting constant performance of all medicine. असं आहे का की याचं कॉन्सन्ट्रेशन वेगळं आहे, या मेडिसिनचं त्या मेडिसिनचं, इफ इट चेंजेस देन quality of that particular product will destroy or it will not maintain. Then tablet or capsule in process characteristics. So another in drug uh, field also it is important, and tablet and capsules. You may have seen every capsule is having 500 mg. They are mentioning they're on 500 mg, then 200 mg, 250 mg, right? So variation is very less, and they have monitored it. If they found like some medicines like 510 mg, they say like this is a rejected product. So they monitor each and every component, every tablet there. So powder characteristics like mean particle size, powder characteristics in medicine, uh, किती थिकनेस पाहिजे, किती स्मूथनेस पाहिजे त्या पावडरचा. Also they check in medical industry. Microbial counts, how many micro bacteria are inside that um, chemical and medicine. So like that, another nasal spray, ड्रग कंटेंट ॲप्लिकेशन, आपल्या नाकामध्ये जे स्प्रे मारतात त्याच्यामध्ये जर खूप ॲसिडिक किंवा काय अल्कलाईन किंवा काय अशा गोष्टी जर नाकामध्ये मारल्या गेल्या, सो sensitive issue is there, right? So in most of the time for allergic things, people spray things in our nose. Even that COVID sprays also are available in European country, right? So in that case, people spray the that medicine in the nose. If it is not having a certain limit, if it is acidic or it may be very hard, so definitely there will be the issue with your nose, and you will suffer. So they check concentration regularly, especially weight and volume related thing that we have discussed. Then liquid characteristics like viscosity and refractive index. Viscosity, medicine त्या लिक्विड मध्ये आपण इंजेक्ट करताना how much viscosity should be there. If it is a high viscous, then if you want to inject the medicine inside body, so it will take too much time, right? Or there may be the um, pain to that particular patient. So viscosity of that particular medicine is also important. Then consumer complaints and industrial safety measurements, especially so many people complaints, but sometimes people like some people or you can say naughty customers may give wrong feedback, but you have to monitor it. How you will come to know that whether everybody is facing this problem, right? So customers complaint also you can plot on the control chart, and you will see how many customers are giving the complaint. Those who are literate people, whether we are getting complaint from literate people or illiterate people, those who are not able to use device properly, product properly. So such a complaints you can monitor on the this thing. Okay, so with this we'll stop here. Tomorrow we'll have some numerical kind of thing. So have come with calci. So we'll calculate the things and we'll try to plot the things. Okay, so I think we'll stop here. Thank you.